My story in the United States represents the American dream. My father was first generation to go to college. On my mother's side, my grandfather was an entrepreneur. And so the idea that I'd go off and try to pursue this dream to my parents was very much just go for it. I'm very fortunate to know how to build teams, to know how to make things happen. When you can put together the right team with the right mission, you can accomplish great things.
For decades, our country has been the beneficiary of Ken's boldness when it comes to philanthropic endeavors.
Having someone like Ken who is giving back and is motivating and is leading, for me as a mayor, it's a gift.
It's allowed us to take on some of the truly most pressing challenges at very large scale.
The coronavirus.
Operation Warp Speed.
A race to develop a vaccine.
There's lots of institutional aversion to taking risk in government. Ken's efforts to lay the groundwork for Operation Warp Speed made an enormous difference in our capacity to deliver vaccines that mattered, to push this through in what is an unimaginably short time frame. May never happen again in American history.
If COVID has taught us anything, it really has taught us that internet connectivity is essential, and families who were left without were put in much more vulnerable situations. Through the Chicago Connected Initiative, over 100,000 students are going to receive free internet access over the course of 4 years.
Teachers who took an interest in me helped write my life story. There's nothing more important to me than the education of our youth.
At a moment of incredible need, when we were opening a very large number of middle schools, Ken stepped in and said, we will fund the startup costs so that your elementary school kids can continue middle school. Ken has understood the importance of everyone getting an equal shot at life.
Having a super citizen like Ken Griffin in Miami-Dade makes a world of difference. The investment that Ken has made in resilience and recovery demonstrates that he really gets our community. Somebody we can turn to, that we can count on. He's already proven himself to be a key investor in our future.
We love working with Ken and his team. They really understand that you cannot have democracy, really, without freedom of speech. This is the most pivotal moment to be defending free speech in my lifetime.
Good Machine's a venture studio that builds companies to make the world better. We've built the only robots in the world that can plant coral and can plant seagrass. The way that we build companies is not compatible with the way that the venture world funds early stage innovation. One thing that has been incredibly helpful with Ken's team is a shared focus on innovation. They want to help us succeed for all the right reasons.
Ken really is, in many ways, an unusual philanthropist. The way that they're doing philanthropy is incredibly data-driven, incredibly solutions-oriented. They're willing to take risks, willing to work on the hardest problems that generate the kind of evidence that's needed to guide policy and practice. And I think that is vanishingly rare in philanthropy.
I really hope to contribute to society for decades to come. I think it's very important for us to take a step back and to think about how remarkable it is that we as a people write our own destiny. We are far more than the sum of the parts. We're far more.